What kind of person do cats really love? Many people assume it's the one who feeds them. After all, isn't that what we're always told? Pop culture would have us believe our cats only stick around for the free meals, without much real affection in return. But here's the truth. Food isn't the only thing that makes a cat love you. If you've ever worried your cat only sees you as a walking food dispenser, this video will set your mind at ease. We're diving into the traits that truly make cats fall for their humans, and how you can become irresistible to your feline friend. And before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe and join our community of fellow cat lovers for more tips on keeping your kitty happy. Not just food. First of all, let's debunk this food myth once and for all. Your kitty absolutely values you for more than just your ability to feed them. The kinds of people who argue otherwise will often claim that cat lovers are overly sentimental, and may even accuse us of anthropomorphizing our pets and projecting feelings onto them that aren't really there. But in fact, they're the ones who are being unscientific. In a 2017 study, shelter cats were given a choice between 4 kinds of stimuli: some delicious food, some fun toys, an interesting scent, and a friendly human. 50% of the cats went straight for the human, even when it wasn't a human that they knew personally. Less than half went for the food. This study proved beyond a doubt that cats are capable of caring about more than just their next meal, but chances are you've seen evidence of this in your own home. No matter how excited your kitty gets when it's time for dinner, they probably don't get more excited than they do when playing or cuddling with you. What do cats like? We're now going to look at the 5 traits that will most impact whether a cat enjoys a person's company. Number 1. Voice. If you've ever dropped something and seen your cat practically jump up to the ceiling and then run off to the other end of the house, you'll know that cats are not fans of loud noises. This isn't too surprising. Cats have very sensitive hearing, almost 6 times more sensitive than a human's. And so a noise that is loud to us can be deafening to them. As a result, cats prefer people with quieter voices who don't tend to shout or talk too loudly. Being calm is also important. Cats are very sensitive to the emotions of the humans around them, and they can tell when we're getting excited. Excited humans to a cat are slightly unnerving, not least because our voices tend to get louder when our emotions go up. They know that you would never hurt them on purpose, but the fact remains that you are over 6 times their size. An excited human is a human who might be less cautious with their movements and could end up accidentally stepping on their kitty's tail. Surprisingly, they also prefer higher-pitched voices. A cat's hearing is adapted to hear much higher-pitched sounds than a human. A human's hearing range only goes up to 20,000 Hz, whereas a cat's goes all the way up to 64,000 Hz. By comparison, however, the lowest sounds a cat can hear are 45 Hz, while we humans can pick up sounds as low as 20 Hz. This discrepancy is primarily due to the kinds of prey that cats tend to go for. Mice and small birds make high-pitched squeaking or chirping noises, so those are the pitches that cats evolved to hear. Because high-pitched noises are easier for cats to pick up, high-pitched voices sound clearer to them. As a result, cats will often prefer women over men, and respond best when talked to in baby talk. Those of you who are looking for an excuse to keep on calling your cat a fuzzy-wuzzy whittle baby without shame, you're welcome. Number 2. Movement. How you move to a cat is arguably more important than how you sound. A lot of kitty communication happens via body language rather than vocalization, and as we mentioned before, they can be very sensitive towards their personal human's body language and what it says about their emotional state. Cats prefer slow, calm movements for the same reasons that you'd probably prefer an elephant stick to slow, calm movements if they were interacting with you. Not only are we gigantic, but from a cat's perspective, we can't see that well. We're shamefully bad at seeing in the dark, to the chagrin of many a poor cat who's been tripped over during their human's nighttime trip to the bathroom. and our heads are so far off the ground that we sometimes risk stepping on them even in daylight. For the same reason, cats often prefer that we crouch down when interacting with them. This makes us much less intimidating. Remember that a cat's go-to way to respond to threats is to fluff up their coat and arch their back to make themselves look bigger. Us making ourselves look smaller, therefore, can be taken as kind of the opposite of that, a sign that we want to be friends. Number 3. Touch. You might assume that cats would prefer to hang out with whichever person gives them the most pets, but that's not necessarily the case. The thing that cats prioritize the most when it comes to being touched is actually whether the human touching them respects their personal boundaries. Cats are very keen on making sure that their sense of autonomy is respected. They generally won't appreciate being randomly pet unless they know the human very well, and will otherwise prefer to hang out with people who give them a chance to sniff their hands first, to make sure that they're on the level. Once you've been given the go-ahead, the next thing to remember is where to pet. Try to stick to the top of the head and the neck when petting an unfamiliar cat. Once they get to know you better, you can move on to the base of the tail. A lot of cats really love being pet on this part of their body, but because it's a sensitive area of their body, they can be touchy when it comes to strangers touching them there. Finally, if you're someone who is more used to interacting with dogs, be careful about how much pressure you apply. People who spend a lot of time with dogs tend to be used to petting harder than cats will appreciate. A cat has a more delicate skeleton than a dog, and so they're less able to stand up to that kind of treatment. If you're in doubt, err on the gentler side. Number 4. Smell. Ultimately, the sense that cats depend on the most when navigating the world around them is their sense of smell. A cat's sense of smell is 14 times more sensitive than yours, and so they tend to be very uncomfortable with strong smells, like those of citrus fruits, or harsh ones, like the chemical smells of cleaning products. If you smell anything like that, then cats are less likely to get along with you. But there are some smells that cats do enjoy. You might be expecting us to say food smells here, but actually, science has discovered that a lot of flower and plant smells can be very good for attracting cats. Flowers like lavender and roses work well, as does mint, which is a member of the catnip family and so often a cat's favorite. Number 5. Attitude. If you've ever had friends over to meet your cat, you'll have noticed the feline tendency to shun all the humans in the room who are desperate to spoil them with snacks and snuggles, and instead make a beeline for the one person in the room who doesn't want a cat to come anywhere near them. Whether it's due to allergies, fancy clothes, or a feline phobia, cats are keen to get as close as possible. Why? Simple. It's an issue with body language. Remember that we said that most feline communication happens through body language? In cat body language, the way that you show somebody that you like them and want to be friends is to sit at a slight distance from them, pretend to be as uninterested as possible in their activities, and only let them know your interest by occasionally glancing across at them, with no eye contact, and then quickly looking away again. This, coincidentally, is the exact same way that humans communicate that they don't want somebody to come near them. From a cat's perspective, when they hang around this person, they're giving them exactly what they want. Now that you have some idea as to how to improve your relationship with your cat, why not take a moment to find out exactly how special that relationship is? Check out this video to find out how to tell if your kitty is a soul cat.